floor of the CME Group. Tim Haefke from Top Notch Trading here today on Monday, August 12th with today's Mr. Top Step update. Well, it's been a while since I've been on the camera, everybody, and I've been away for a while, but let's just get right back in here and cut to the chase. Just look at what these indexes did today, S&P and NASDAQ. Out of nowhere, they're showing weakness from the weekend session, and then when we open on the regular session, what do? The locals press them. Everything looks like it's going to be a shorting opportunity. Locals short, and the next thing you know, they're covering because the squeeze is on, and they rally the S&P all the way up to the settle price of 86.20 from Friday. Well, how do we open under the last week's low of 1680.80 to do this? Top Notch Trading did put out one of his last sentences this morning with today's update. I said there is a word of caution. Every time these indexes look like they're ready to further correct, they come back, show resiliency, and the first move is to get long, and that's how most of the locals are hurting right now because they get run over. Anyway, let's move on. Now, ever since on June 18th, we made a 1648.20 high that took us to June 24th when we made that low of 1553.5. Well, since that 1553.5, we rallied all the way up to 1705 even, all-time contract high in the S&P. We did this on Friday on an expiration and followed it up last Monday with only a high of 1704.70 high, double top. Well, lo and behold, let's face it, it's the dog's days of August right now, and it's a tough trade. These algo and program traders are making everybody just want to pull out their hair. It has just been a tough grind because we see an initial move, some opportunities to trade here, and then it just dries up. And it sits there and trades in a range, back and forth. It's like playing Pong, going nowhere. So there's a lot of frustration here, and I'm a little frustrated because it's been a tough trade, and it's not going to get any easier because of this dog days of August and the light volume that presents itself. But moving forward, that 1648.20 is key right now. Remember, that was a high back on June 18th, and that low of June 24th. A 53.5 that takes us up to 1705, and if you do a fib retracement on the 382, it comes out to, right now it comes out to 1647.10. With 1648.20 the high that took us to the low, that took out that high, that is a big level of interest right now. So Top Notch Trading is putting out that I expect to see the 1648.20 level before we see new highs. Now that remains to be seen. It's really tough. It's a grind, and it's like watching paint dry. It's enough to drive you crazy. But let's move forward to the bonds. The bonds for the last 3, 4, 5 weeks are just kind of range trading. They did find a low last week of 131.29 regular session, 131, excuse me, that's 2 weeks ago. 131.29 regular session, 131.25, 24-hour Globex trade. And with that in mind, last week they made a low of 132.25. They're trying to step up. Here's a higher low. So according to the charts, this morning we put out support at 134.12. They found a 134.14 low with first objective at 135.02. Excuse me, 01 with a 02 high right now. They're looking for the weekly Fibonacci of 135.11 with a target right now at a big moving average at 136.20. With that in mind, we'll see you next week. Like I said, you gotta just take your shots on limited opportunities and don't get stuck behind the 8 ball because it's really tough to come back and climb out of a hole during the day. We'll see you next week.